Alright guys, Season 43, War number 6, we are having our best season by far, competing in the highest levels almost of Masters at the moment. We are playing out of our minds, and we're doing great here. We actually did so well this war, came up clutch at the very end. I did have one mistake, but then tried to make up for it later on. So we're starting off on path 8. We've got Scorpion, Doom, and Magneto House of X for his pre-fights. This first fight is just Scorpion against Rintrah. Nothing too crazy here. Just have to remember against Rintrah to always keep knocking him down. You don't want him to get 10 of his charges on that far top right there when you're up against the wall, or he's going to go unstoppable. So that's really the main thing to worry about here. Also, just, you know, it's a Mystic champion. Always got to worry about Mystic Dispersion. Don't want him to go up to a special 3. So, plus he gets those power gains there. So it's just a matter of playing slow and steady against this one, and pretty happy with how this first fight went. Most of the fights I think went pretty well. One that I'm sure I could do, I'd like to be able to do again. But also sometimes, even though I've got the 2 accounts in the same battle group in the same section, so I have 6 champions to play with, and sometimes I crisscross my paths after the first section to section 2. Sometimes I can pre-fight one champion earlier on for a path that the first account is not going to be on. So I do try to play around, and if you've been watching the wars this season, we had a Kindred on node 26 again, which is a very tricky hazard shift conflictor. Hazard shift conflictor, and it's a very difficult fight with against Kindred, and so I basically am running my whole team around that fight, and one other fight suffers from that. So path 9, we've got Iceman, Thing, and Valkyrie. So Thing is going to be for that Kindred. Iceman can take Void here, no problem. I'm not going to get on this second node, I guess on node 18, he was a little more tricky. On this node, it's really just, you can see I'm at 9 hits, so I'm just going to wait until he's about to put his intimidating debuff on me, and I'm just going to go ahead and go over 10 hits. I'm at 17 hits now, so I'm going to throw that heavy attack again. I'm just going to wait out this special 2. I'm not going to, I attack 1 hit in, wait again for the intimidating debuff. Right before it goes on, I go to 20 hits and remove it, and I'm just playing normal Void fight with Iceman, and Iceman is just incinerate and poison immune. So there's nothing I really have to worry about here. I think there is going to be one point there. I think I was a little bit behind on my getting rid of the purifying the debuffs, so now I'm back to, I'm at 40 hits, and he was almost at another one. So I tried to nuke him down there with a heavy attack, go for another special. Okay, we're taking a little bit of damage there, but we finish it off. So great fight with Iceman. Next up, we've got a 7-star Mantis here. We've had Mantis already on this node, I think, this season. Now, again, this has the node where she's more likely to throw special 1, so you have to, and you really don't want Mantis throwing special 1s. If she throws a special 1, you're going to have that like encroaching sleep, where you're going to have to throw a special just as it ends, similar to like an encroaching stun. But instead, what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to try and bait heavies as much as possible. There is a way to, if you're very quick, then when she starts throwing the heavy, you can kind of attack in right away. Most of the time, I think I just end up letting her throwing the entire heavy just to be on the safe side so I don't get clipped by anything. But here you can see I'm just going to try, like right there, there is an opportunity you could go in early, but I kind of wait for the whole thing to end. Plus, there's also every time you get to 1 bar of power, you give her an invulnerability like buff or indestructible buff. So here, I'm just going to go ahead, wait for her to throw that special 2, and I'm going to go ahead and drop my special 3, get some big damage. Also, I am Iceman is a global attacker, Mantis is a global defender, so we are able to manage the prowess and power gain from Mantis, so it's not so bad with Iceman. So you can see all those power burns and those prowess are getting removed. She's trying to gain them, but we're getting rid of them just as fast. So there I cross 1 bar of power again. She gets the invul boost, or the buff. Throw that special 1. I think I'm going to try and go for a heavy if I can. But that's fine. Let her throw that special 2, and as soon as that invincible buff again disappears, and down goes Mantis. So 2 clean fights with Iceman so far. Next up is that aforementioned Kindred on 26. Again, hazard shift, shock, conflictor, and crumbling armor. Thing is armor break immune. He is, I've got the guidance boost on from Magneto House of X, so I can parry freely. I'm shock and bleed immune. So the main thing is going to be try and hit in to Kindred, get as much damage in as fast as I can. If I keep parrying him before he throws a heavy, he won't go stun immune, so I can keep parrying him as much as I can. And the key thing is when I get to 50 of those charges on the top right of my health bar, I have to back off because he's going to be putting degens on me. There he is. He's putting the degens on. And what I need to make sure is that I back off, wait for that green timer to disappear, and do not get hit by a special 1 when that degen is on, because if you get hit by a special 1 when that degen is on, then when you back off to remove them, like if you're too close, they add it to you. If you back away, they remove. If you get hit by the special 1, they will stay like permanent until that timer disappears, and you will be screwed. So here, a really nice fight again. The other thing is at the very end when he gets to 5%, then I'm going to want to make sure I have a special on hand so that I can avoid the root. Because at 5%, he's going to root me. Here again, I'm at 50 charges. I got to back off again. I'm going to intentionally dash in, throw a hit on the block just for spacing. Even if I take a few ticks of degen, it's not that big of a deal. I'm backing off, waiting until the 50 charges are gone. I can go ahead, I'm going to intentionally back off. Go in, full combo. I see I'm close to 5%. Drop the special, finish him off. Very, very nice, clean fight with Thing with the Magneto House of X pre-fight. Now we go into section 2. We've got this Jessica Jones on 35. We're going to bust out Valkyrie here. We just want to hit into her block every 10 hits. We're going to be getting those pierce charges. And we want to make sure that we have them on in case she goes unstoppable, and we can counter the unstoppable completely. We can just ignore it. Obviously, these fights with Valkyrie, when you're relying on the opponent to turtle up, and this one is one I open, so I cannot parry and hit in because any damage after I parry is going to get reflected back onto me. So here at the beginning, Jessica Jones is playing fairly nice. She's backing up into her own corner, giving me lots of spacing for the fight. But then sometimes you can see here she's just gonna start slowly coming towards me, and not there. I think she's gonna turtle up, but instead I intercept her by mistake. Here I can parry, but I can't hit in. So I keep trying to evade. Those like 4 parries in a row, I tried to evade, and I was parrying instead. Now I'm stuck up against the corner. I'm going to intentionally try and hit into it, take a little bit of calculated damage with the shocks, and then she was really nice to turtle up there while I had the special 2 ready. Again, same thing. I'm going to go with some intentional hits here, even though I'm going to take some calculated risk on the damage because I am just stuck up against the wall. Luckily she turtles up again, and we do take like 40% of damage, but we get through the fight. Very tricky. Now here, this Korg really pissed me off. If I had an Odin to make me shock and bleed immune, because I'm only bleed immune, or if I had the White Magneto pre-fight so I could parry consistently, I should not have it tacked into his block at the beginning. I was worried, 1, about spacing, and 2, about not wanting to dex too much against him. But I get the bleed phase on. He has an unblockable special 1. I get a really nice clean dex on it, which doesn't always happen for me. And here, while the special 1 is on and the shield is down, I get the I get my special 1 off, I get clipped by his special 1, and really there were a couple points in this fight where you kind of need to hit into the block to remove the armors. That's what's also extremely annoying. You don't want to hit into Korg's block, but you kind of need to in this one because he's going to gain those armor ups the entire fight. Again, here's an unblockable. We get a nice clean full dex on it. Again, remove his rock stacks and get the special 1 at the same time. There we get a nice heavy. And there are a couple times in this fight, even though I get clipped by that special 1, where I really would have liked to have been able to been fast enough, I guess, on my fingers to throw the heavy when I wanted to. Sometimes there was a chance where I thought I was trying to throw the heavy, but it didn't quite work as planned. Like right there, I really wanted a heavy attack. Or even right now, I wouldn't mind throwing a heavy attack there, but he's got the special 2. I'm backing off. He's getting, and there I tried to back off again. So the opposite on the Jessica Jones fight. Every time I tried to back off, I tried to dex. Instead, I got a parry. Here, instead of dexing, I just stand still. Twice, that one as well. I just stood there and I couldn't move. I felt like I couldn't move back. It's probably just user error, and there's a third one. Couldn't move out of the way. So I actually take a death to this Korg. Believe it or not, we actually had this is probably the best war group I've ever been in, and we only had 5 deaths as an entire alliance. I think Battle Group 1 had a goose egg, and Battle Group 2 and 3, we only had 5 deaths combined. Unfortunately, this was one of them. Again, I get screwed up by this Korg. Luckily, I healed up to full, and I've got more than enough in me here in this Iceman here to just take the 1 death to the stupid Korg. Again, if I would have had the Wags pre-fight, or if I would have had an Odin, I think the fight would have been much, much easier. But that was kind of the balance there when you're running my whole group around that Kindred fight, and I need to be able to do that, or else you could get really screwed on it. Here we got Path 8 in Section 2. Doom is going to take down the Apocalypse. There's really nothing to worry about. This is just a big, beefy Apocalypse. And originally I was thinking Scorpion for some reason, but I think Doom is the way to go. I haven't busted out the 565 Doom in a while. So here we're just going to go ahead, throw him in the Doom cycle. Get that Fury from the special 3, maximize my damage, because again, he is going to go Incinerate immune after a few, like 9 seconds of taking Incinerate damage. So there we go. We're going to drop that special 1, steal some power, throw the unblockable special 2. Nice amount of Incinerate damage there before he goes Incinerate immune. And Doom handles Apocalypse here, no problem. I think, yeah, not a problem here. And then Doom again for this Gorr. We did get almost messed up by him trying him with Wiccan at one point. But here, Doom handles this guy with Rich Get Richer, not too bad. We're actually just going to go full ham on him at some point here. First, try and nullify as many buffs as, like, try and steal some power. And he's going to throw that special 1. And then I'm going to go take a little bit more of his power. He just is gaining a little too much here, but we're going to throw him in the Doom cycle as well and nuke him down pretty nicely. So here, we're going to go ahead and drop a big old special 3, and then big special 2 to follow, and very happy with how this one played out. So again, we're going to go like medium, light, medium, medium, light, 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 special 2, boom, and he's gone. So very nice fight with Doom. And then we have a Doom to face on 47. We're going to take this one with Scorpion, where this one also has one eye open. So I cannot, and I have to knock him down in order to do damage because he's got that protection on. He was running double edge, so the ouchie masteries. So when I do knock him down and he does throw a special, he is going to be taking recoil damage. Also, I'm Scorpion. I stayed in the poison phase, so I'm shock immune, so I don't have to worry about his shocks. And I can get a Petrify on my special 2, which will mean I don't have to worry too much about his aura when he does throw those special ones. So the beginning of this fight is a little slow, because, again, I can't parry, and I was a little too scared there to attack in after his heavy attack. I didn't want to get parried. So I'm playing this one a little conservative at the very beginning here. And I just need to be able to, I wanted to build up to a special 2, and I don't want to throw a special when he has the aura active. So there, I go in after his heavy, get the special 2 off. It's not going to do a ton, but it is going to take him, he's going to remove the protection. I get a nice clean evade on the special 2. And now he's taking some damage there, some nice sting damage, plus the recoil afterwards. So every time he throws a special, when that protection is down, he's taking damage for throwing it if I have the power stings on, or any poisons on act as the stings, power stings. And then when he throws it, he also gets the recoil damage afterwards. So once this fight got going, it was pretty good. It was a little bit of a long setup, I guess, but it worked out really well. Now, after we got to the boss circle, we were well ahead in terms of attackers. We actually we got to the point where the Wong 7-star rank 2 Wong was the boss fight was the only one left, and I had seen good stuff with Valkyrie, so I listened to my guys and went in with my rank 4 6-star Valkyrie Sig 200 against Wong. And looking back, there are some things that I could do better here. And he's super aggressive at the beginning. That Wong, I knew, I had a feeling he was going to throw a rogue heavy right at the beginning, which is unstoppable. He gets the power gain. He throws another one. Okay, my job here is to just hit into his block as much as possible. And one of the annoying things with Wong is that when he gets to over 90 of his charges in the top right, you don't want to hit into him. And again, you can see here at the beginning, super, super aggressive. So I was lucky he started turtling up a bit more, and I was able to push him over to the right side. But when I'm over... I have over 2 pierce. As long as I have 2 pierce or more, I don't have to worry about the unstoppable, which he got there. So again, he is super, super, super aggressive. I'm just trying to push him as far to the right as possible. And when he gets to over 90 of his charges, you are going to take damage for hitting him. The other thing on this node is that he's not going to get the physical or energy resistance buffs if you don't hit him at all. So I was thinking at one point I can't hit him at all because I don't want to give him the physical or energy resistance buffs. And what I should have done is when he does get to over 90 charges and he throws his, like right now, he's going to be over 90 charges and he's going to throw a special here. Okay, he's going to get to 100, and when he throws this, I should have just done a heavy attack. That's all I should have done. And if I would have done that right there, I hit into him when he's at 100, they disappear, they go down to 0, but I take 45% damage. Okay, in one hit into him. One hit when I'm trying to hit into his block takes out almost half of my health. And what I should have done is, it shouldn't have mattered if I gave him a few of the energy or physical resistance buffs. It wouldn't have been such a difference. There are 2 more where I hit into him while I think he's going to turtle up. There he gets the unstoppable. I'm not too concerned about it. I just need him to turtle up. And please go over to the right side of the map here. We just got to hit into you here. Again, the unstoppable, I don't care about it. And right now, it's not so bad. He's at 73 charges, but there's a second opportunity that I had where all I needed to do was throw a heavy attack after his special 1, and it would have removed all of his charges, and then all the scary parts about this fight would have completely disappeared. Okay, so again, he's at 100 charges again. I'm gonna throw my special 2. I'm gonna put him over a bar of power. He throws a special 1. All I gotta do is throw a heavy. Instead, I back off. I think he's gonna turtle up. He backs off. Okay, I hit it. I'm fine. He's gonna turtle up. I think he's turtling up again. And one more time, I'm going to go in and I'm going to actually hit him right there. And I'm down to 5% health, 6% health. My heart is pounding out of my chest here. At this point, we are tied in deaths, 5-5. I need this. This is our last fight. They've still had like 20 or 30 to 20 or 15 fights left. There was an opportunity for them to still pull up a death on one of the boss fights. And I was losing my mind here. Luckily, I kept my composure, kept hitting into his block. He turtled up nicely. Again, I wasn't even thinking about countering with a heavy attack there because, again, next time if I do this, I'll know I could completely change that last bit. We throw one more special 2, and it's over. We ended up winning this one like 8 deaths to 5. Unbelievable war, guys. See you in the next one. Bye-bye.